Hey everyone. Hey, it's time for our lesson again. This time we're on number 28, and this lesson is about the idea of vocation. That's something that's really important to the Lutheran way of thinking about things. For this lesson, you're going to need your a paper and pencil, of course. I actually don't have any Bible verses for you to look up this time, but you will need a dictionary or access to it on the computer so that you can look up a word here. In fact, let's start with that. I'm going to have you pause in just a second and look up the word vocation, not vacation, vocation, Vocation, vocation. Read through the different explanations there, the different definitions there, and pick out the one that you think applies to our understanding of Christianity, our understanding of faith in this context. So take a minute to do that. All right, so in Luther's time, the idea of vocation applied only to people in the church who had taken vows, who had positions that were identified within the structure of the formal structure of the church. So priests had vocation, and monks and nuns and brothers and other things like that. So they were the only ones, in fact, because they had a defined role within the institution of the church. So Luther expanded that idea. First of all, what was important for Luther was that all of us are believers, and all believers are priests. In that sense, what we all do is have direct access to God. We don't have to go through someone else to do it. But more importantly here is that we all have the responsibility to teach and to pray for others, to take care of them. All of us have that role within our place in the church and our place in community of that is defined. Second part of that is that we now think about all of our work as being a call from God. If anything we do is done in faith and done for the love of our neighbor or for the love of one another, then that is our role. That is our vocation as Christians. So it doesn't matter kind of what our position is necessarily. It's not about necessarily being an accountant or a banker or a truck driver or whatever we might be. But it's about our place in a community of people where we look out for each other and where we take care of each other. And we have all kinds of roles in which that's easy to do. In fact, being a truck driver might be one of them, or a nurse or something like that. But also being a friend is a vocation. Being a parent is a vocation. Being a brother or sister is a vocation in Luther's way of thinking about things. So what God is asking for is for us to give of what we have for the love of one another. Not because God needs it, but because other people do. The people around us all need what we have to give. And that could be any number of things that are a part of our gift set. It could be wealth, of course, but it could also be our time. It could be our energy. It could simply be caring, sitting down and listening, or whatever else we may have that we can do. So what I would like you to do, and as we finish this lesson up, is to make a list of all the different roles you play in the world. A teammate of some kind, a classmate of some kind, again, within your family setting, within your neighborhood, within your friend group, whatever it is, whatever roles you play in the world, I would like you to make a list of those things. And then for each one of them, I would like for you to think about a way that you could turn that role, that you could occupy that role and help someone else. That is, love your neighbor, love one another. So as a student, for instance, how does a student love one another? How does a teammate love someone else? What are the things that you can do that make a difference? Okay, so that's the end of our lesson 28 on vocation. Go ahead and make that list and then make the counter list of things you can do. And then we're done for the day. I hope you're having a good one.